ADHD is having the day off and thinking of 1,000 ways to enjoy it, deciding on none of those, and laying frozen by your own inability to choose an activity. When you have to keep reading the same paragraph because you can't focus? Fuck. ADHD me about to finish someone's sentence for them because they are speaking so slowly, my brain is crying. Doctors. ADHD medication is addictive and needs to be controlled. Me who forgets to take it. I'll remember. Is the ADHD demon talking? You won't remember. Write it down. Bold of you to assume I'll remember where I wrote it, or even that I wrote it. Starts reading a simple book. Reads the same sentence 3 times. Mind wanders off to random thoughts. Starts over. Looks at phone to check the time. Puts phone away. Me. So what time is it? My brain. Good question. Me explaining how during a nuclear explosion, there is a certain distance of the radius where all the frozen supermarket pizzas are cooked to perfection. My dad asking himself why he didn't pull out that night. Me tries to fall asleep, my brain. Let's review your mistakes. My brain processing the thousands of background noises going on around me. My brain processing words when someone is talking to me. Just a friendly reminder to throw away that half-used lemon in your fridge. Me at 1:30 a.m. Me at 6 a.m. Me. I'll put my drink in the freezer so it cools faster. Me opening the freezer 2 days later. Me trying to find my way back to the lobby after my doctor took me through a hallway with more than one turn. When you hear someone talking about your special interest, but they're getting all the facts wrong. When someone has explained something to you 3 times and you still don't get it. So you just smile politely. When you're showing someone a movie that you like and they get up to use the bathroom so you try pausing it and they say don't pause it. Media. The average adult spends $255 per year on their hobbies. People in this group. Everyone else when performing simple tasks. How I feel performing the same task. You use a vacation day for your mental health. Your spouse suggests some things to be done at the house, so now you'll feel guilty if you don't do them. When you lose your hyperfixation and you're just left feeling like, when you finally lose an unhealthy hyperfixation, finally, inner peace. People watching me work on my craft. Wow, you must be a very patient and dedicated person. Me. On methylphenidate doing a niche activity that provides a steady supply of dopamine. Me. I shouldn't really complain. My childhood wasn't that bad. My therapist. History in school. History as a hobby. When you keep saying you'll fold the laundry later. The fidget I thought would work for me. What actually worked for me? ADHDers that take on life without medication. Well, first of all, with caffeine and anger, all things are possible, so jot that down. Plan to make someone understand me. Explain, I have issues concentrating and living because of ADHD. I think everyone has issues with that. Don't beat yourself up. I think everyone has issues with that. Don't beat yourself up. Me seeing if I can use my ADHD meds as a sleep replacement. My heart, liver, and kidneys. Look everywhere for the thing. Every nook and cranny. Buy a new thing because the old thing is clearly gone. Think of a great spot to store the new thing. Find the old thing in the great spot I thought of. Me trying to use healthy skills. Suicide as a coping mechanism. Completes task. Me. Where's my sense of accomplishment? ADHD brain. Best I can do is a sense of relief. When you meet some people who are childless, around my age at my new job. Hang out a few times outside of work and they're pretty cool / quirky / considerate. Get comfortable enough to unmask a bit. They seem to like me more for being weird. You're finally doing the important thing you've put off for months. Something goes wrong immediately and ruins everything. ADHDRs cleaning their own home. ADHDRs playing cleaning simulators. My brain. Hey, let's find an app for that. My home screen 5 minutes later. Overly analyzing my $20 purchase that would literally change my life in the long run. Impulsively spends over $100 on snacks and energy drinks that I know won't be even that good. Me when I start yapping too much about my hyperfixation and then realize I'm losing my mysterious aura. Me. The reason I opened my phone. Literally anything else on my phone. Me doing anything other than the thing I need to do. ADHD brain. We don't have time for that, we have important stuff to do. Me. What important stuff? ADHD brain. Me. There's important stuff to do, right? I partner up with 2 ADHDers for a group project. We become friends and bond over our shared experiences. We can't get anything done. We can't get anything done. Too embarrassing to ask my boss what task was just assigned to me. I'd rather explore 14 million possibilities about what it could be. Me at 3 a.m., remembering there's a shirt that I haven't seen for a long time. When you feel guilty for not studying, but you're still not studying. I spent all day doing side quests instead of progressing the main story. I know you're talking about a video game, but this is actually a really good metaphor for my life. My brain when I try to make it learn something that I'm not interested in. Error. Could not copy files because no. I think I'm gonna go find something else to do now. Me. List of things I need to get done. Me learning something new. Me practicing something I've learned so it can be a useful skill. Me in public trying to not be a nerd. My ADHD self when I hear something about my hyperfixation. Therapist. We can't control our emotions, but we can control how we respond to our emotions. Me, trying to control how I respond to my emotions. Me finally getting on with my life as a diagnosed ADHD person. My undiagnosed autism. I get a very high score on a test. It's an ADHD test. I finally have a diagnosis. I'm going to do my assignment. 30 minutes pass and I haven't done anything. Alright brain, if we're gonna waste time, might as well do something I enjoy. Sits and does nothing for 2 hours. Media. The average adult spends $255 per year on their hobbies. People in this group. When the motivation hits and you try to get everything done before the executive dysfunction comes back. Me in the middle of my conversation trying to remember what I was talking about. Me after completing exactly one task on my to-do list. Do you ever zone out but you are aware that you are zoned out but you are too lazy to zone back in? Me waiting for it to be late so I can hurry up. Being called smart because you have a variety of information on different subjects. But in reality, it is all surface level intelligence and you don't feel like you are really good at anything when you're part of the group but not the conversation. I told you 2 days ago, don't you remember? Me, cashier. The receipt is in the bag. Me, you too. When you run out of things to talk about. A new hyperfixation. Me trying to be productive. My brain. How you feel one random 3 a.m. morning with an absurd, universe-shattering amount of energy getting stuff done in record time. Losing something I just had in my hands mere seconds ago. Remembering every detail of a very specific day 4 years ago that had no significant importance to my life whatsoever. Wife gets home. Did you take the meat out of the freezer like I asked? Me. When you forget what you were thinking so you recreate the chain of thoughts that led to that thought. 1 week. 1 month. So, how much time do you estimate for this project? ADHD memes are very relatable to you. Like very relatable. Start thinking you have ADHD and want to get diagnosed. Your parents don't believe you and tell you you're just forgetful and lazy. You start to doubt if you really have ADHD, or is it just a medical student syndrome? Doctor. So, what's wrong with you? Me.